Morning, welcome to the next podcast of Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. So 2 days into the Ashes and it's virtually all square really. England have obviously got off to a great start and I really do think he declared just a little bit too early. But anyway, could have declared overnight, but there we go, he didn't. So anyway, Australia back in the game yesterday. It was a great one from Khawaja. Great knock. Couple of mistakes by Bairstow, which I suppose was inevitable really, but could cost us dearly that, but never mind, we'll wait and see. So anyway, just going on to bits and pieces last week, I forgot, this is the ball that I showed was behind me, which is it's a Sovereign Special County made in England there. MCC now, umpired at Lords gave me that, local club umpire, had a great day at Lords. Quite high up in the umpiring world actually, but he gave me that as because they presented him with that after the game, so it came in its own little MCC box. Mr. Mayhead his name was, so quite a nice ball there from that chap there. So anyway, also going on to last week, a bit more information on this little baby, which is Independence Square in Colombo, and it was built to commemorate the independence of Sri Lanka in 1948 from the British rule, and so we found out a little bit more about that thanks to Shihan, who put me onto the right thing. So a nice little item there, just to refresh your memory. It was presented to the Board of Control for Cricket, or by the Board of Control for Cricket in Sri Lanka, to the England and Wales Cricket Board to commemorate England and Sri Lanka 2001. So quite a nice item there. Another thing I forgot to show last week was in the SF Barnes little bit I did, was that lovely plate there, which is brilliant bowling by Barnes, obtained 6 wickets for 24 runs. I think that's against New South Wales, not a test match. So there's a nice plate there. Underneath that's written Sid F. Barnes, famous international bowler. So quite a nice plate there. Remember getting that in the Cotswolds many years ago. So anyway, just the bits and pieces that have turned up this week. The lovely signature here of Philip Newland, the 1905 reserve wicketkeeper JJ Kelly. Lovely signature there. There's Newland there. And this is in the 1905 set by Ralph Dunn. So nice signature there. Unfortunately been torn out of an autograph book, but got his face here. That came off a postcard too, so a bit of someone destroyed that as well, but he put that nicely in the autograph book, and there it is. So nice one to add to the collection there. Another one that's nicely added to the collection is George Gunn, Nottinghamshire player. I showed him last week actually on the 1912 or 11-12 MCC side to Australia. There's a nice ink signature there of George Gunn. And then this little baby turned up, which is, it was advertised as the original scorecard, first test match at the Oval, 1880, but it obviously wasn't the original scorecard. It cost me a bit more than 15 quid, but it's a nice presentation when you come out of a book. Great cricket match, I think it was. There's on the back of that is a photograph or picture of W.G. Grace with a big belly. So quite a nice presentation to put on the back of a shelf and remind you of the test match in 1880, which England won by 5 wickets. Grace got 152, and in the second innings, Australia's second innings, Murdoch got 153, sorry. So he beat him just by 1 run. So that's a nice little presentation there. And then I don't know whether any of you collect the Phil Payne's innings complete. Well, this week I ended up getting the first one of his set of 24, I think it is. I've got most of the ones after 8. And then these other ones turned up this week, volume 5, 6 and 10. So I think I'm 7 short now. But quite an interesting thing that is. I mean, on the front there, it's got Barry Bagshaw. Not quite sure who Barry Bagshaw was, but on the front of that one is Douglas Wright, the Kent and England bowler. I think that's at Brookwood Cemetery, I think. And that one there is Brian Alexander Johnson, so the great commentator. By all, that was broadcaster and author, sadly missed by all who loves him for his kindness and humour. It's been a lot of fun, so quite a nice headstone there for Brian Johnson. But quite an interesting little set of books there by Phil Payne. So he's done 24, but you think a bit of a macabre subject, but it's quite interesting when you're going around and trying to find these gravestones. So anyway, moving on, this lovely letter come ode from on board SS Oronsay by Alan Fairfax, the Australian member on the 1930 tour. And on there it says, play with a straight bat, sonny, in the game of life or at school. You may have had bad luck, you may make a duck, but stick to the golden rule. So there's lovely on there from Alan Fairfax. And there's Alan Fairfax there in the BDV cigarette collection, 1930 tourists, Australian tourists. And then there's a lovely photograph here. This is New South Wales Southern Tour 1930-31. And Alan's down here at the front there. Got Bradman and Archie Jackson there. Alan Kippax. Some big names there for New South Wales. So quite a nice original photograph there. Melba Studios there. That is 302 Pitt Street, Sydney. In that particular match, Bradman got 258 and Jackson got 166. I haven't actually checked how many Fairfax got, but he was quite a useful all-rounder, I have to say. When he got into the test side, he averaged just over 51 in 10 test matches. First one was in 1928 at, where was it? I think it was Melbourne, the last test match that Australia won in the 28-29 series. And then obviously came over here on tour and then played in the West Indies season in Australia, and then emigrated to England, where he played league cricket and ran a cricket school in 1932. So he obviously a good offer from Lancashire League Club. Not quite sure which one it was, but I can soon find out, I suppose. Probably should have done for this podcast, but there we are. So he's quite a useful cricketer, actually, Alan Fairfax, I have to say. But of course, that gives me no excuse. I don't have any excuses to show the ships off. So there's the Oronsay there. Team that brought the Australian team home. So nicely fully signed one there. And of course it also gives me another chance to show the Orford, which brought them to England there. Lovely one there. Fairfax is just down the bottom here. So I say, give me no excuse for showing my ship pictures. So anyway, that's about it for this week. Hope you have another good day at the test match today. Should be quite a fascinating day's play, as long as it doesn't rain. Anyway, so I'll, well, I might not be doing one next week, because I'm going to the Worcestershire County Cricket Club Memorabilia Day. So unless I do one on the Saturday, then won't be one next week. So anyway, keep them peeled. Hope you enjoyed this little presentation. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.